All right, welcome back to my channel. What an amazing nap I had, followed by another nap. I'm back. Lee Corso to retire from ESPN's College GameDay after a 4-decade run. Now, I was never really into college football like that. But I remember, when I was locked up for 3.5 years, I remember every Saturday. Super boring on TV, but we had, college football all day. And I remember this show coming on. As you see some of these pictures of the character, they would kind of do this show before the games kicked off on Saturday. But Lee Corso is retiring. Okay. So his full name is Lee Richard Corso, American sports broadcaster and college football analyst for ESPN, former coach. He has been an analyst on ESPN's College GameDay program since its inception. And a 4-decade run comes to an end. He's widely known for his endearing expressions and elaborate headgear. His final broadcast will be August 30th, week 1 of the 2025 college football season. And the network said additional programming to celebrate Corso is also planned. My family and I will be forever indebted for the opportunity to be part of ESPN and College GameDay for nearly 40 years, Corso said in a statement to ESPN. I have a treasure of many friends, fond memories, and some unusual experiences to take with me into retirement. Now look, here's that 40 again. Nearly 40 years. You see that? We do still have Easter energy lingering. And Easter's got that 40 right there. I don't even try to bring that up. It's there. You know what I'm saying? There's the 40 again with Easter. And don't forget, we are in the 4th month. And Easter in the 4th month. 40, you see, is like 4 right there. Okay? So I was successful with the last video I played with getting volume. I'm going to try to play this one too.
We're going to turn now to legendary ESPN broadcaster Lee Corso retiring after. We're going to turn now to legendary ESPN broadcaster Lee Corso.
Obviously, I don't want that to happen.
40 years. Will Reeve have?
Wow, look at that. Let's just get it to play once.
We're going to turn now to legendary ESPN broadcaster Lee Corso retiring after nearly 40 years. Will Reeve has the story. And Will, he's been part of the iconic show College GameDay since its debut in 1987.
He sure has, Rebecca. Good morning. If you've watched even a little bit of college football, chances are you've woken up on Saturday morning to College GameDay. The show is a part.
That's exactly what I said. And look, this guy's name is Will Reeve right here. He has to be related to Christopher Reeve, right? I'm not going to go check, but he looks like Superman.
Show is a part of the fabric of the sport, and since 1987, central to its permanence on the landscape has been Lee Corso. He is the institution within the institution. The 89-year-old announcing Thursday he's retiring. He'll do one last show on August 30th to kick off the 2025 season. After 28 years as a coach at the college and pro levels, Corso ended up on the game day desk and never left. Always quick-witted and often sharp-tongued, Corso had a few signature moves, most notably his "not so fast, my friend" catchphrase and the big reveal at the end of 430 College GameDay shows, his pick for the biggest game of the week, where he'd throw on the head of the mascot of the team he was picking to win, or sometimes he'd dress up like the school mascot. like he did this year when he picked Notre Dame against Ohio State. George, Corso went 286 and 144 in those picks in his career.
Pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty 66%. He always had a number 2 pencil, so I brought one with me because you can't write the story of college football.
Not only did you
without
know
Lee Corso.
284, you knew it was 66%.
I did the math on my calculator.
Ooh, it's a lot of numbers. Okay, so look, Corso has essentially given his life to the sport of college football. All right. Oh, man. Okay, let's go like, I'm trying to change.
We're going to turn now.
There we go, like that. So, famously playing at Florida State. You see that? From 53 to 57 before embarking on a 27-year coaching career that would ultimately end after the USFL ceased operations ahead of the 86 season. But we just had the shooting rampage at FSU. Okay? That was just trending recently. But look at this. That left 2 RIP'd less than and it says it was less than 5 minutes. You see that? So that's 25, right? Lasted less than 5 minutes. So 2 dead, lasted less than 5 minutes. 25. Corso equals 25. You see that? And obviously we're in the year 2025, okay? So that FSU connection right there. And, Corso C, college football C, coaching career, obviously C, right? You get the FSU connection. You get that 25 connection with these 2 stories trending, synced up with FSU here. You see that? And a 4-decade career I mentioned earlier, 40 equals Easter, and the 4-decade run, the 4th month, April, with Easter, they announced that he will be retiring after his final broadcast in August. You see that? And this is over the top, isn't it? He's been on ESPN's College GameDay program since its inception in 87. His birthday is 8/7, August 7. And retire equals 87 in the language. I have an amazing connection here. Look at that. He has the same 8/7 birthday as Sidney Crosby. Look at the last names. It's all with the language, right? Corso Crosby. Look at how similar the last names are. And you get the same birthday. Even Sidney Crosby, look, he wears 87 on his jersey. Legend for the Pittsburgh Penguins, right? NHL. And he's born in 87. Look at that. You're telling me you think that this is just me and I'm being really wild here? Nope. Look at that. All with the language. Right when I saw the 8/7 birthday with Corso, I'm like, wait a minute. That's Sidney Crosby's birthday. And look, Lee Corso, what's the championship in the NHL? The Stan Lee Cup Finals. You see that? Fake world, right? Fake world. Okay, I have another connection to another trending story. We already hit on the FSU connection. He was on this show. Look, ESPN's College GameDay. I took that right out of the title and copy and pasted it, okay? Look at 325 in the reverse cipher. I just dropped this breakdown. Nate Bargatze, that's his birthday, to host the Primetime Emmy Awards. You see that? 325 is his birthday, March 25th. 325. ESPN's College GameDay 325 in the language. Look what else I just caught on the fly. We had 2 dates with the Emmy Awards there that were popping up, but one of them was September 14. Look at that. 173 days after his birthday. You see that? And that's the 40th prime number. Remember, Easter equals 40. And April is the 4th month, remember? And we get this announcement that Corso is going to retire. And then after nearly 40 decades, you see that? Did I say 40? But 4 decades, and yeah, Easter equals 40, like 4. So look at, that's amazing, isn't it? And then August with the birthday, A. April with this announcement, A. Okay? And that also hit with the OKC bombing story with Bill Clinton, who was the president during that. But his birthday is in August, and the bombing was in April. Okay, so you see again how I'm exposing these characters and these stories that they give us, okay? That's pretty undeniable. And this is the last breakdown on my channel right here. Okay, and you get that 250 the 325 connection. March 25 with that Nate Bargatze birthday. You get the 40 connection, right? And you get the 325. Even ESPN's College GameDay, ESPN, Emmys, E. You see that? And ESPN's got 4 letters, and Emmy's got 4 letters, and I connected that to Eminem and 8 Mile. And I forgot to mention that I think Eminem had a brother or a stepbrother or something named Nathan. All right. And you can go check out that breakdown, and you'll catch on the fly even Marshall Mathers, M, and this guy born in March, M. But you can go check out the Nate Bargatze breakdown on my channel. You're watching the channel right now. You can go check it out now, or you can check it out after this breakdown. I prefer you stick through the breakdown and then go check it out. But I do this all the time, okay? And B Rabbit, right? 8 Mile. Okay, B Rabbit, and we just had Easter. Come on, right? And this date right here is the Jimmy Butler birthday. And Eminem played his character B Rabbit. His name was Jimmy in 8 Mile. Anyways, damn, right? Lee Richard Corso equals 90 in reverse reduction. Corso, who turns 90 in August, began his popular headgear segment in October 96 at a game at Ohio State, but turns 90 and his full name equals 90. And his final broadcast in August? Of course, it's right after his birthday, right? His final broadcast 23 days after his birthday. Not a coincidence. Not a coincidence whatsoever. And the 23rd prime number, I just told you, 23 days after his birthday, his final broadcast. The 23rd prime number is 83. Final broadcast on 8:30. Like 83. You see that? And check this out. Whose birthday is August 30th? Connected with football. And whose birthday is August 3rd connected to football? Big numbers, okay? Drake Mayo. August 30 birthday, quarterback of the Patriots. 8:30. Tom Brady, former legendary quarterback of the Patriots. 8-3 with that birthday. You see that? 8-3, August 30th. August 30th, the last broadcast for Lee Corso. You see that? And that's interesting because May is right around the corner, the month now, huh? May, Bray. You see that? Awesome, right? And certain years, Peyton Manning's birthday is the 83rd day of the year. And you know what? Peyton Manning's birthday is March 24th, which is one day before Nate Bargatze. You see that right there? Look how it all comes together. Look how it all comes together. You see that? That's how it all comes together right there. Okay? That's exactly how it all comes together right there. How amazing is that? That's super sweet, I think. And you see Peyton Manning's birthday this year, the 83rd day of the year right there. That's completely amazing. Okay? Right? I knew about the birthday, but wow, it's within a day of Nate Bargatze on the fly. And I'm just getting familiar with the Bargatze character. Clean, known for his clean comedy to host the Primetime Emmys. And they're giving us September 14 and September 15 as dates for those Emmys. Amazing. Oh, I want you to see this. Look at right here how it says the patriarch as they're speaking to about Lee Corso. Look at the breakdown I'm working on right now. Tina Knowles' memoir, Matriarch, is Oprah Winfrey's new book club pick. Look at that. Matriarch, and then Patriarch, and Patriarch is like Patriots. You see that? With the Tom Brady connection? Come on, right?
Nearly 30 years.
I don't think I could play ESPN, but
Nearly 30 years.
yeah, you could just see some highlights of him in the background putting the headgear on to pick which team's going to win or whatever. Amazing. Okay? I've heard of the guy but never really looked at the character, so I mean, we can add that to the list. And you see it again right there, Patriarch. Okay? Amazing.
Has for the other, which has grown more obvious.
All right, so I better stop that before I get a copyright claim. So, I mean, those are cool connections, okay? I'll just see if there's anything else in the article. Corso, again, was a college and pro football coach for 28 years before transitioning to broadcasting. He coached 15 years in college at Louisville, Indiana, and Northern Illinois. So the character is set to retire. I'm just going to scan back. Super nice connections, okay? I mean, the Sidney Crosby connection. Look at all of these other trending stories that connect. Awesome. And that Crosby thing, again, prove it once again. It's with the language. All right, so Lee Corso to retire from ESPN's College GameDay after 4-decade run. This is Daily Decode's 812. Again, I have a Daily Decode's 81 channel. This is part 2, so 81-2, however you want to say it. The subscriber count they're adding numbers to it, which I guess in a fake world keeps me satisfied. One video every like 20, 30 videos will get a lot of views. That may be a high number, but it's fake. Okay, this stuff's all fake. But I do meet a few people on here that I'm glad to have met. Uh, so be it on the internet, right? But they lump us together in these categories, and we're only going to reach certain people. It would be great if this reached more people, but nowadays people aren't really as interested in a fake world. The world has become crap for real. But I'm going to still keep continuing to put this out. This is started as a hobby, it remains a hobby, as well as I think it's the right thing to do to at least put the energy out there, even though it may not be reaching people. And they say it's YouTube. It's kind of like for me and a couple people who do things similar. So it's not really surprising to any of us. But this code proves it. It proves it. And I help with these breakdowns and these slides to show daily that this is a manufactured world that we live in. All right. I mean, this stuff is ran out of the computer by the numbers, by the letters. And think about like the algorithm, right? So I don't know, man. It's wild, but yeah, Lee Corso to retire from ESPN's College GameDay after 4-decade run. I'll leave it at that. Until next time.